So we can see by looking at these bars we're getting no better the more goes that we take, and we refer back to our definition of overlearning. So this is practice that continues beyond the amount needed. Okay, so this is an actual physical view of what overlearning would look like. Okay, so in the transfer test, so remember this is a transfer to a novel skill, so we're drawing 7 centimetre lines when we've only been practicing how to do 5. You can see the results are quite different to what they were just at the end of practice. Okay, so after 42 goes we see that we are quite inaccurate, so we're not very good at drawing 7 centimetre lines. Okay, in a different group who have practiced drawing 5 centimetre lines 77 times, we're getting identical results to what we did at the end of practice. Okay, so this performance is much better than this one because we're closer to 0, and this is the amount of error. Okay, in 102 we're getting slightly more error than what we did at 77. 127 we're getting even more error, and as we are at 152. Okay, so with the more goes we've had, okay, we're not any better at drawing 7 centimetre lines. The transfer of skills is much, much worse. Okay, so this is a slightly different scenario to what we see at the end of practice where the results don't really change. We're actually seeing this is having a negative effect, okay, and quite a dramatic negative effect on performance. So this is why we avoid overtraining, okay, because when we transfer it to a novel skill, we're not able to do it as well. So by looking at this graph, okay, we can prescribe that if we wanted to put someone into the drawing the 7 centimetre and 7 centimetre line championships, 77 practice goes is going to be most beneficial in training to get that person to be the winner, essentially, okay, because we're getting good end of practice results and very good transfer tests, whereas we don't have that with any other combination of amount of practice that we've had. Okay, so hopefully now when you hear things that say practice make perfect and the 10,000 hours rules, they are completely not true. Okay, it depends very much on who's performing the skill, what the skill's being performed, and practice certainly does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect, but you need to think about all the things that we've covered in the lecture, in the seminar, and over these couple of videos. So to summarise the whole of the practice theory, okay, classification of the skill and level of the learner is going to impact the effects and organisation of how you structure your session. Okay, learning new skills takes mental and physical effort. Okay, so we need to be training the whole of the information processing model, making sure that our performers are engaged with what we are doing. What the learners prefer, so a certain style of practice, might not be what gets the best results, so this is important from a coaching perspective. Are you there for them to have fun, or are you there to make them better? You're going to have to make that decision. And methods of simplification may be necessary for optimal results. Okay, particularly if you're in the cognitive stage of learning, breaking that skill down is going to enhance overall performance of that. Okay, so start to think about all of the things that we've covered. Okay, maybe pick on 1 or 2 of them and go into a little bit more detail for your presentation. Okay, so I don't want anybody coming in to say, yeah, we're going to just make them practice. That's not going to be enough. You need to have to go on and say, okay, well, we're going to increase variability by taking shots from different areas in the D and netball. This is because it's an open type of skill, which is going to enhance their schema. Fill in the blanks, ... and that's going to get you a much better grade than if you just say, yeah, practice is good, it's going to make us better. Okay, so I've given you loads of different things to think about. You don't need to include every single one. Okay, hopefully there's something there for everybody. If not, here is your further reading. Okay, what I'll also do is I'll put a digitised chapter of the textbook on Blackboard so that everybody has access to it, because this is a really important part of your presentation. Okay, everybody needs to practice to get better, and there are the references. So like I said, if you've got any questions or queries, just drop me an email. I'm more than happy to respond to those. Okay, good luck with your presentations, and I will see you in the assessment in a couple of weeks' time.